Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. If you're a fan of both MMOs and virtual reality, it's time to get hyped because today I have an exclusive look into the upcoming VR MMO Eldramoor Haven in the Mist. Now, I had a multi-hour meeting with the head of Resolute Games where I got to drill them for as much information as possible, and then I got a personal in-game tour with multiple members of the development team, and I walked away quite excited for this project. So today I'll give you as much information on this title that I'm allowed to, and if this sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to click the link down in the description to their Kickstarter page, which is launching in the near future. Okay, so before we jump into all the information about this game, I just need to mention two quick things. Number one, this video is sponsored. Resolute Games did ask me to be part of their announcement campaign, and here I am. I'm happy to do it. And number two, I am a huge VR MMO skeptic. I'm just not sure if this genre works in VR. I know there's certain aspects like socializing with people that definitely work, but the combat and stuff, I'm always really skeptical about. So I like what I'm hearing about this game, but just keep that in mind. And hopefully over time, they absolutely convinced me that this is going to be the next true VR MMO. And just hammering home the fact that I am a VR MMO skeptic, I came prepared to my meeting with Resolute Games with all of the grievances I've seen in previous attempts. Now, to my overall delight, the team was very self-aware of the issues they were facing and many of the shortcomings we've seen from other titles like Orbus VR, Zenith, and even Elysia. And on that note, their development team actually contains veterans from both Orbus and Zenith, plus they have developers from other studios like Blizzard and Survios working on this project. Unfortunately though, passion, skill, and knowledge is not always enough in this industry. So that's why I was actually really excited to explore in-game, and having multiple members of the development team there by my side to answer questions really helped move things along and get me a better understanding of this project. Eldramoor Haven in the Mist wants to fire on all cylinders. This would include a complex and strategic combat system that doesn't just have you waving your hands around. There's also a large array of player professions for those individuals who have no interest in combat at all. You could still become a major aspect to a team or guild by producing highly valuable, rare resources that can help them out in the battlefield, or keep things a bit more chill and become a fisherman. But most importantly, this game is focusing on the social interactions. Now, while I do expect to see people congregating in the main town hall and around some other areas like the crafting shops and the fishing ponds, but the main place to socialize will be the in-game taverns. And this right here is an aspect that really excited me because you're starting with a team that's already done it before. They've already made a VR MMO. They know the pitfalls. They know where things could go wrong. They know where they lose the player base. And they're also huge fans of the genre. They all played Orbis. They all played Zenith. You know, they were really looking forward to Elysia. And then when they saw it really just wasn't coming out the way they expected, they said, you know what? We need a place for the old Orbis community. We need a place for the Zenith community. Let's build it. We have the skills. We have the knowledge. Let's do it. So they're starting with a leg up, and that had me very excited. Now, another major aspect when it comes to the game's overall community, they are focusing on both accessibility and inclusivity. Now, you might have a certain opinion of what that actually means. I know there's a lot of internet debate these days about woke gaming, but that's not the case here. When they mention inclusivity and accessibility, what they're actually talking about is they want to design a game that suits everyone. If you're the type of gamer who wants to break a sweat, swing a sword around, go crazy, you can. They have a class for that. But if you're someone with a physical disability and you can't stand for long periods of time, or you like the game seated, they're making a class around that too. Something that requires a lot less physical movement, where you could keep your hands in close to your body. Maybe you have some type of disability, whatever the case may be. So that's the inclusivity. They want to include everyone, from the power gamers to those with energy to burn off to those who are seated with limited mobility. So that's one aspect that is really intriguing, and there's not a lot of video games to cater to that. Now, honestly, this is ideal for me. There will be times when I want to play a class that is a bit more physically active, but at the same time, constantly repeating the same gestures over and over like I had to do in Zenith drove me absolutely nuts. Now, at this point, I think you have a basic understanding of what this game is trying to develop, so let me just lay out everything they're planning to include in this title when it officially launches. This will be a true story-rich VR MMORPG that has upwards to 100 players in an instance. It is designed to be a social experience with everything from guilds, player-to-player trading, dungeons, PvP, and town events. A large array of cosmetic options, so you can represent yourself any way you want. There's comfort settings and controls to accommodate all VR players. Everything from those who want to run around swinging a sword, to others who deal with motion sickness, or have physical limitations. And there's meant to be something for every type of player out there. You could spend all of your time back at base crafting if that's your style, or you could lead some epic raids with your guild. So just to round this video out with a full recap, we have a talented and passionate team working on a new VR MMO. It is currently in very early development. What I've seen so far is early, but it looks extremely promising, and they're not planning to release for quite some time. The Kickstarter hasn't even launched yet, so if you're interested in this project, go use the Kickstarter link down in the description. But we have a team that also has done this before. They've worked on the bones of everything from Zenith to Orbus. They're also huge fans of the genre. They want to make this a community-based game, inclusive to everyone, even if you have physical disabilities or, you're a power gamer, whatever the case may be. There's something for everyone in there. And ultimately, it just looks like it's going to be a fun time. So if you were an Orbus fan, this is going to be the game you go to, or Zenith, or Elysia is not doing it for you. This should be the go-to game. Honestly, I have not seen a VR MMO this far away from release and looking this polished already. Obviously, if you're looking at the footage, yeah, there's a lot missing. There's, some animations missing. There's a lot of the armor and textures isn't rendered yet. The class system isn't implemented to the point where you could say, okay, I'm going to choose this class and start my new adventure. But the bones and the groundwork is laid, and it's looking very promising. So I'm excited for this one, and I'm going to be following it throughout the course of its development. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any additional questions about this game, please drop them down below. I will do my best to get back to you and answer all of them. There are a few things that are still NDA'd, embargoed, whatever the case may be, that I can't talk about just yet, but I have not seen any red flags or anything that makes me concerned about this project. I actually think someone's finally going to pull it off, but we will wait and see. I'll see you guys on next time. That's it.